All right, so you guys want to dive deep into success, right? You want to know the secrets, and you gave us a great place to start.
Yeah.
A conversation between Sonu Sharma and Sandeep Maheshwari.
Two of the biggest, I think, in India.
Huge, yeah. If you're not familiar with them,
Motivational speakers.
yeah, motivational speakers. And what's really cool is we have them in this super raw, honest conversation. Like, it's just on YouTube. So in this deep dive, we're going to break down their insights on, I don't know, resilience, facing challenges.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, defining your own path to success. Should be good.
Yeah. Sounds like it's almost like we're getting a backstage pass to a master class, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it feels so relatable. Like, we're right there with them. You know, one of the things that struck me right away was Sonu Sharma talking about purpose, like having a clear why.
Oh yeah. He's really big on that. Your why. Like he thinks it's essential for resilience.
It's that fuel, right?
Yeah. That's what keeps you going when everything's telling you to quit.
Totally. And he uses this analogy, I love it. He's like, imagine walking across a plank of wood. No big deal. But then he's like, what if it was suspended between two skyscrapers?
Oh, no thank you.
Right. Suddenly you'd be like, hold on. Most of us would hesitate.
For sure.
But then he says, okay, now imagine your daughter is trapped in a fire on the other side of that plank.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Would you walk across?
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. No brainer.
And that's the power of why.
That's it. When it's something bigger than yourself.
Mhm.
Something you're passionate about.
You can overcome anything.
Yeah. So think about your own goals. What's that burning why for you? What will keep you going when things get tough?
I think that's a great question to reflect on, for sure. Now, another thing that both speakers really hit on is this idea that, and this is a little counterintuitive, struggle builds strength.
Right. Really interesting way.
Yeah, you think success is just this straight line upwards, but
It's never that simple.
not at all. Both Sharma and Maheshwari are saying, like, too much comfort, too much ease, it weakens you because you get complacent.
Exactly. You start thinking, oh, I've made it, and then you stop pushing yourself.
Right. You lose that edge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's in those moments of struggle, of challenge, where you truly grow.
It's like building muscle. You need the resistance to get stronger. They use this example. It's great. A pampered child versus a child that's, faced a lot of hardship.
Makes you think, right?
Yeah. The kid who's protected from everything, they're going to struggle when things get tough.
Absolutely. Because they've never had to develop that, what do you call it, a coping mechanism.
Yeah. Or like an immune system almost.
That's a good way to put it. While the child who's had to overcome stuff, they're tougher, they're more resilient.
So true. And Sharma actually says he's like, from like 14 to 22, those key years, he's like, a person should struggle intensely. He even says like, cry blood.
Ooh, that's intense.
Right. It sounds extreme, but he's obviously not talking about literal suffering.
More like pushing your limits.
Exactly. Testing yourself, forging that strength. So maybe instead of avoiding challenges, we need to look at them as opportunities
To grow, to learn.
to get stronger.
I like that. What's a challenge you've overcome that actually made you stronger?
That's a good question.
We can come back to that.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Maheshwari brings up something else. This whole, like, knowing what's right, but not doing it.
I feel that.
Yeah. Like, we all have this internal compass, but sometimes our actions
Don't align. It's like that saying, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Totally. And he compares it to addiction, when you know something is bad for you,
But the urge is just too strong.
yeah. And he tells this funny story about a dog, steals a piece of bread, hides to eat it, all guilty, right?
I can picture it.
But then the owner gives him a piece of bread and he's like, yes, thank you, eating it all proud.
So funny. Like even dogs have a sense of right and wrong, but they still give in to temptation.
I know, it's human nature, right? Or maybe canine nature.
Exactly. We all struggle with it.
And then he has this other analogy. He says, bad habits are like plants.
Okay.
Trying to pull up a small plant, easy.
Right.
A big tree,
Not so much.
exactly. So the longer you let bad habits grow, the harder they are to break.
Makes sense. And that kind of ties back into what Sharma was saying about execution. It's not enough to just know what to do. You have to actually do it.
Right. We all know we should go for a morning walk, but
How many of us actually do?
yeah, exactly. Knowing and doing. Two very different things.
Huge difference. So if we want to achieve success, whatever that means for us, it all comes down to action. Putting in the work,
And pushing ourselves, even when it gets tough.
even when it gets really tough.
Yeah, so how do we actually put that into practice?
And this is where I think your question about Like thinking beyond just getting a job comes in.
Yeah.
You want more, right?
Yeah, it's like I'm looking for something that feels, I don't know, more aligned with who I am, you know? My values.
I get it. And Sharma, he actually talks about this. Yeah. He's like, don't just see yourself as some tool for survival. You're so much more than that.
Right. Like, there's gotta be more to life.
Exactly. And he's like, we're living in this crazy time. He calls it the information age. Information is everywhere.
So
He's like, the internet is filled with knowledge. It's not about finding knowledge anymore. It's about, what do we do with it?
it's about using it to create something, to make a difference.
Exactly. And he has this awesome metaphor to illustrate this.
Okay, I love a good metaphor. Lay it on me.
He talks about the lion of the jungle versus the lion in the circus.
Okay, I'm listening.
So the circus lion, right? Comfortable life, fed, sheltered, but it's in a cage.
Doing tricks.
Yeah. Freedom, gone.
Wow.
And then the jungle lion. He's facing challenges every single day, hunting to survive.
But he's free.
Exactly. Living authentically,
That's powerful.
Which lion do you want to be?
Man, that really hits home. Comfort and security, or true freedom.
It's a tough question. And then Maheshwari chimes in, right? He's all about creating value. It's not about the paycheck.
So what is it about?
Solving problems, making a difference. He says, and I love this, if you solve a problem for someone, they'll be happy to pay you.
That's a good one.
Right. Like that's the heart of business, creating value. And I actually think that goes beyond just business.
Oh, yeah. How so?
It's about our relationships, our communities. When we create value for others, we find meaning,
It's like, well, what are we contributing?
Yeah. And that, to me, that feels like success. More than money ever could. It's about impact, legacy.
And then Sharma comes back with this point about action, right? Like, you gotta walk the walk.
Totally. It's not enough to just have a strong why.
Or to just dream big.
Nope. Got to put in the work, get out of your comfort zone, take risks.
And Maheshwari, he actually says that a shorter life, but one that's lived to the fullest, Facing challenges head on, that's better than a long life, but in a cage.
Even if that cage looks comfy, right?
It's a trap. Complacency.
It can feel safe, but it will keep you from being your best self. So what cages are you living in right now?
Yeah, what would it mean for you to break free? To be that lion roaring in the jungle?
What are you passionate about? What challenges are you avoiding?
What's that dream you've been putting off?
Remember, true success, it comes from inside you.
Yeah. Finding that strength, that resilience, and then using it to create something amazing, something that makes a difference.
For yourself and for the world, define your own success. Don't let anyone tell you what it should look like.
Chase it with everything you've got. Listening to these guys, Sharma and Maheshwari, it really struck me that they're not just talking about, money or fame or...
Yeah, external stuff.
Right. It's so much deeper than that. It's like a real sense of fulfillment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's about being true to yourself, living in alignment with your values.
And finding work you actually care about.
Right. Where your passions and your purpose, they collide.
Boom. I think that's one of the biggest things I got from this conversation. This whole, there's no magic formula for success.
Right. It's not a recipe you can just follow.
Exactly. It's more about, a way of thinking.
Yeah, like a mindset. How you approach challenges, how you see opportunities.
And then defining success for yourself, not letting anyone else tell you what it should look like.
Exactly. Which reminds me, you never did say which lion you'd rather be.
Huh? The jungle lion or the circus lion? Man, that really got to me.
It's such a great image, right? Living a comfortable life, but in a cage. Or facing the wild, but being totally free.
So what about you? Which one are you?
Tough question. I think we all have a bit of both in us,
That's true. But it's about, which one are you feeding? Which one are you nurturing?
That's good. I like that. Which one are you feeding? What about you? You got to tell me yours now.
All right. I think deep down, I'm a jungle lion. I like a little danger, I want to push boundaries. But, sometimes that comfy cage, it looks pretty tempting.
I hear you. It's a constant battle, right? Between playing it safe and taking those leaps of faith.
Totally. But I think that's the whole point. It's about recognizing that and making a choice.
Being intentional. Choosing the life you want to live. And that's what we really hope you take away from this deep dive,
Yeah. Success is not a destination. It's a journey.
It's about finding your why, embracing those challenges, taking action, and defining success on your own terms.
So go out there and be that lion. Roar. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
See you next time.